No.1 Sentai, Gozyuger vs. Kizuna 5. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world crossover. The story starts in the middle of nowhere where Hoeru, GozyuWolf, is lying on the ground before opening his eyes to see a red-haired boy and a female magician looking at him to see if he's alright. Hoeru asks where is he before the red-haired boy says he's in another world, introducing himself as Togo Asagaki, Kizuna Red of the Bansu Sentai Kizuna 5, while the magician reveals herself as Yihdra, making Hoeru to also introduce himself as GozyuWolf of the No.1 Sentai Gozyuger, which makes Togo amazed by this and accepts Hoeru to be his friend to create more bonds with, before the two ask how did he got here. Meanwhile in Japan, the other 5 de-transformed Gozyugers are trying to search for Hoeru as well as TegaSword who they lost contact with just before they encounter the 5 de-transformed Kizuna 5 including a new member, Kizuna White, who asks if they're searching for the beast's Red Ranger as well, causing those beasts to find out they're not the only ones to lose a Red Ranger. Meanwhile at Alvrost City Castle, Hoeru explains his story to Togo, Yihdra, and their party adventurers, Teltina, Logi, and Rainaya on how he got into this another world. Moments ago in Japan, the Gozyugers were fighting against 2 powerful No.1 monsters, Isekai and Zetsuan No.1, who sent out No.1 battles of another worlds and isolations respectively. During that, Hoeru as TegaSword GozyuWolf with the consciousness of that god charges at the 2 to perform the ultimate finisher, clashing into them causing a big explosion. After the explosion clears, the team finds Hoeru and the 2 monsters gone. As the Gozyugers said those reasons to the Kizuna 5, who the first 4 explains Togo witnessed the same thing after clashing with the breakup king of the Zetsuanders in the final battle against those enemies, causing Togo's adopted brother, Kirihiro, to become Kizuna White to take his brother and friend's place in order to find him whatever it takes, believing that Togo isn't dead. As that team reveals they travel to the Gozyugers world with the help from their Super Sentai predecessors, realizing the same goal. The Gozyugers and Kizuna 5 collaborate on finding their Red Rangers. Back in another world, the adventurers get a report from one of Teltina's guards that a strange cause has affected the kingdom. As Togo says they will investigate, with Hoeru and TegaSword joining along. Back in Japan, the Gozyugers and Kizuna 5 wonder how will they be able to find their Red Rangers. Just before Zetsuan No.1 appears that he and Isekai No.1 survived the final strike as this leaves to the former to continue breaking bonds in Japan while Isekai was sent to another world, who also sent Hoeru and TS to another world during the clash, to finish off what the 2 have started. As the 2 teams are surprised to find out that another world is where Hoeru and Togo are in, relief that they didn't die, but have to deal with Zetsuan while hoping that the 2 Reds are going to be alright dealing with Isekai. Zetsuan brings in the eyes to deal with the 10 Rangers who they transformed, perform their roll call, and attack those servants and Zetsuan. Back in another world, the adventurers leave the castle, seeing people suffering from an illness, as the 5 adventurers wonder if the demon seeds are back, explaining to Hoeru about it on their first adventure arc. Just then, Isekai No.1 arrives to command the people to become servants to him and sets out to destroy the Alvrost kingdom. After dealing with the party adventurers, after TS transfers into the Red Wolf's TS, Hoeru and Togo transform into GozyuWolf and Kizuna Red to fight back alongside with their friends, including Rainaya who transforms into a man, which Wolf feels like a Kamen Rider to him, based on the 15th Anniversary Rider back in 2010. Which Togo could agree with that, while their friends hold off and get the people to stop their rampage while dealing with the summoned eyes. The 2 Reds try to defeat Isekai, however getting defeated by the latter, as this happens to the other Gozyugers and Kizuna 5 against Zetsuan, who mocks them that separating the Apex Red Rangers from their friends and teammates is the best thing for evil to conquer. The 2 teams talk back that it doesn't matter if their friends are dead or not, because they're happy that the person dear to them is alright, and they will find them whatever they get the chance. This happens to the 2 Reds as they told Isekai that they cherished their bonds with their friends and others throughout the years, and won't forgive Isekai for pulling Wolf away from his world. This results in the creation of the Kizuna 5 Sentai ring by those words like to be magic, as Kizuna Red suggests that the power of bonds grants Wolf this ring, as the latter uses it on the Orc booster Go-Go to blast at the four-party adventurers to become the Kizuna 5, Yihdra as pink, Teltina as blue, Logi as green, and Reina as yellow, much to Red's amazement, as Wolf explains that Togo's party group feel like his K5 team back in his own world, as Wolf inserts the ring again into the TegaSword to perform Kizuna Red's friend Kanji / weakening Isekai, who angrily says to end all worlds as he becomes a giant. After restraining We Bind the People, Wolf and the new Kizuna 5 form the TegaSword in Maximum Kizuna Kaiser to weaken him, telling him that the worlds in the universe are filled with happiness and peace from the people who lived there, connected by bonds, and that evil will never break it up along with those positive traits. The Robos use their swords to perform the bonding hand cross to weaken Isekai, who later gets destroyed by Wolf and Red's No.1 Kizuna punch, resulting in the people to turn back to normal, while the other 10 Rangers also defeat Zetsuin with their combined powers. After saving the kingdom, Hoeru, TS, and the adventurers see a portal showing the Gozyugers and Kizuna 5, showcasing the White Ranger much to Togo's surprise, making the Red Wolf head to the portal, but asks Togo if he wants to reunite with his friends and brother. However, Togo happily decides to stay in another world as an adventurer, his decision, explaining that he and his original friends did defeat the Zetsuenders, but other threats appear in another world that Togo along with his new friends he made bonds with will have to face, saying whatever he gets the chance to reunite after overcoming many challenges in the future. Though kinda disappointed, Hoeru understands and bids the party group farewell as he and TS head back home. However, Hoeru wakes up from his bed in half-century, finding out that it was a dream and sees that it's morning already and that he has to do deliveries or else he's fired, as his teammates chuckle that he has overslept.